What you are about to hear is amazing. Something you won't hear anywhere else. That's because you're locked in to the #1 radio station with the #1 radio show. The personalities on this show are highly trained. Trained in what? Yeah, we're not sure. But they deliver every single day. So no matter what you're doing, whether you're at work, at home, driving in the car, you'll be exposed to radio excellence. If you think you can find this kind of entertainment somewhere else, you're wrong. Studies have proven that listening to this radio show can add 10 years to your life. Don't believe me? Look it up in the Journal of Radio Broadcasting. So get yourself ready for some fun, because it starts right now.
Oh my God.
So the greatest drummers of all time, you left off with Tool. Yes, I'm jumping in with another Canadian. The only the second Canadian on our list, I think, which is surprising.
Yeah.
This guy was part of two pretty major Canadian bands, if you ask me. But then this is coming from a guy who really considers himself a 70s music geek. And yes, because I worked in AM radio, which is sadly dying. I will mourn it forever. Part of two big bands, like I said, part of Brave Belt and part of BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive. Now, you may correct me.
What does AM stand for?
Amplitude modulation.
Amplitude modulation. And FM is frequency
modulation.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted you.
And CGCM Rock Radio is not AM. We're not FM. We're not XM. We are Next M.
Yes.
Next M. I need to use that.
Next M.
I like that. We're not AM. We're not FM. We're not XM. We are Next M.
That is Bob's next commercial.
There we go.
Live on 365.
Getting back to whom I was.
CGCM Rock Radio. Next
What rock radio should be.
Radio, what it should be. CGCM.
Talking about a guy who was part of both Brave Belt and BTO. Actually, in early BTO, there was 3 Bachman brothers.
Yeah.
There was Randy, of course, everybody knows Randy. There was Tim, who was the second guitarist. And back on the drum kit was Robbie. And Robbie, just one hell of a drummer. I mean, just part of some of the biggest albums to come out of BTO's catalog. Replaced for a short time by Gary Peterson, who came over from the Guess Who when Robbie didn't want to tour. Incredible drummer, and he after Randy had left the band and gone on to do solo stuff, Fred Turner stayed for a little while, and then he left the band as well. Well, they signed the rights to the name BTO over to Robbie, who had gone on to continue the band with the second guitarist who replaced Tim, Blair Thornton. And anyway, so when Fred and Randy mended their friendship and came back together again, they were wanting to go back out on the road and record and stuff. And well, Robbie, of course, being his brother, heard about this. And next thing you know, there was a lawsuit filed.
Okay.
You know, he was suing his own brother, saying you can't use the name BTO, you can't use Bachman Turner, you can't, any semblance. So the way they got around it, and this is smart. This is really smart. That's why for a while they went out on the road as Bachman and Turner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, all they did was just insert and, not Bachman dash.
Oh, nice. Good way to get around it.
Yes.
Just a simple word. That's crazy.
Yeah. But no, the guy was a brilliant drummer. Died in 2023, December of 2023.
Oh, that's not long ago.
No, not long. And then to add insult to injury, 106 days after he passed away, Tim Bachman passed away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, yeah. Well, now that we're all sad and depressed, let's go to Eric's next drummer.
All right. You are going to agree with me on this one. 150%.
Okay.
One of my favorite bands of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of your favorite bands of all time.
Okay.
You made a deep dive into this band. It's endless. I'm talking about Ian Anderson Pace.
Yes, yes, Deep Purple. I haven't been
Yeah.
able to get that show to air yet because I've got so much fucking research.
It never ends with that band. Listen,
Hmm.
I just did a podcast on Freeform Rock Podcast, and we did it on a Deep Purple review on the Perfect Strangers, and
Okay.
we were all talking about it and how amazing these musicians are, and that when Deep Perfect Strangers came out, it was the perfect lineup for the band,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. And one criticism that came from one of the guys, they said that album held Ian Pace back. And looking at it as a, is it true? Because that album actually was a little more commercialized than the rest of their
Mm-hmm.
albums.
Mm-hmm.
But Ian Pace, man, from the beginning, this guy is just an outstanding drummer. Wow, just wicked.
Yeah, yeah, and he's worked with some of the best of the best. I mean,
Yeah,
when you consider
throughout his
working
career.
with Richie Blackmore and David Coverdale, John Sykes, and that's just the tip of the
I
iceberg.
know. I mean, he really like from a kid, man, I always loved that band. And Ian Pace is a name that never left my brain, which is
No,
rare. Usually there's a name that I forget. Ian Gillan, Ian Pace, Richie Blackmore. Those names just stayed in my brain because I love Deep Purple so much. And
mm-hmm.
it's an amazing, talented band. And to keep up, to keep the beat on a band that's as complicated as they could do their notes
Oh,
and everything. Oh my God.
and even their new
Seriously.
stuff that they've been releasing is
Yeah.
just you hear it and
I
you go,
know.
these guys are in their fucking 80s.
And they're,
It goes back to when we were talking about the Stones.
yeah.
It goes right back to that conversation about the Stones when you were saying these guys are in their 80s and their 70s and they're knocking this shit out, and you got guys like Crew
They can't even do a note.
who are putting out
And
dog
these
shit.
guys are, yeah. And man,
But it comes back down to the fact that they came up in a different time, a different
yeah,
day and
exactly.
age, you know, where you were forced to be a good musician if you wanted to have a record
Oh, you
contract.
had to be amazing. I mean, this guy's been around since the 60s. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there you go. You just made my
It's,
case for me right there.
and they're still going around. I mean, it's amazing. Like I could have went to the show that was in Montreal in August, but I just came back from my trip from Washington, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, how much money do I spend this week? You know, I needed a break, right? So
Yeah.
I kind of skipped it, but I saw them twice before, so
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
I'm
I
happy
see.
about that.
And you know, it kind of goes hand in hand with what we were just saying there. You know, these musicians that came up in the 60s and everything, that running circles or playing circles, shall we say, around the quote unquote kids of the 80s.
Yeah,
Foghat have just come out with some new material, and it's absolutely incredible. I mean, you
I
listen to the
know.
stuff and you go, wow.
I love it. I just love it, man. And who knows how many albums that they could Deep Purple could do still.
Yeah,
As long as
exactly.
these guys are alive, you know, it's still Deep Purple to me, you know?
Yep.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they're amazing.
Oh, one of the best bands. And I
Ian,
remember the
oh,
first time I heard them too. I was probably about 9 or 10, and I was down at my grandparents' place in Brampton, and their next door neighbors had a son about my age, and we'd always, you know, have a little the little tape player and be listening to music, and he brought out this one, and he says, "Oh, you got to listen to this one. You got to listen to this one." He goes, "The name of the album is Deepest Purple." He says, "But the
Deepest Purple.
it's the greatest hits of Deep Purple."
Oh, okay.
Deepest Purple, yeah. And the first
Yeah.
track on that, of course, Smoke on the Water. You know, it's like, whoa, this is good shit, man.
Oh, yeah. When the thing is, I discovered Deep Purple as a teen with
Mm-hmm.
Perfect Strangers, you know,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
that's how I discovered them. But after that, Smoke on the Water, I
Yeah.
heard that, and then I heard the rest. I'm like, when I heard Machine Head, I was like, holy
Oh,
shit.
That
Holy
album is
shit.
almost perfect.
I thought Perfect Strangers was good, but no, Machine Head just
Yeah.
kicks it out of the water, man. It's just what an album.
Absolutely.
What an
Absolutely.
album. Now your turn.
Yes, and I'm going to tie back my you know what? I'm going to throw two in here
Okay.
because both these guys played with my buddy
Jimmy
Mr. Jimmy.
Hendrix.
Absolutely. I'm talking about the first one up is Mitch Mitchell.
Okay.
Just an absolutely amazing drum player. British guy. When Jimmy stepped away from the Chitlin circuit, shall we say, he was part of the Little Richards band.
Yeah.
And he had been touring the South and everything. And he was kind of getting into more progressive music and going out on his own. He went over to England and got in with Mitch Mitchell and I forgot the bass player's name. Anyway, it'll come to me in about an hour. And they formed the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and just incredible stuff that they were coming up with. And then when they came back to the States after all their commercial success and everything, and Jimmy was kind of tired of doing the Experience, he wanted to do some other stuff, but he wanted to be part of a band, and he put together this band. And they played, it wasn't Woodstock. They played some shows at the Fillmore West out in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And actually they released the double CD of that. It was the Band of Gypsies.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
The Band of Gypsies was the name of the band, and I think that was the same band that he played not Woodstock, but he played Winterland Festival with.
Okay.
And his drummer in that was Buddy Guy.
Okay.
And who had come over. He was a solo artist. The guy sings and he plays, and part of the appeal to Hendrix was, I don't have to sing all the time.
Yeah.
I can step back and I can just concentrate on playing guitar and let my drummer sing. Yeah. And that's an aspect that you and I haven't discussed either, is the fact that,
drummers who could sing.
And that's Buddy right there. He could belt out or can belt out tunes with the best of them. And it goes to talk about the young man that's in the band DeRaps.
Yeah.
And
drumming.
And then you can throw Don Henley in there, because that takes a special talent.
Yeah.
You've got all four limbs going at the same time and then sing.
Yeah, it's not Crown Lands and that.
Yeah.
And that's a 2-member band. It's even more insane.
Oh,
and
God,
see that to see how they do it is incredible, because I saw them live.
Yeah.
And wow, I can't believe it's 2 guys on stage that could produce music like that. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah.
Just showing an example of.
Oh, exactly. And both just incredible drummers. Now I used to have it on VHS, and I'd love to find it on DVD or Blu-ray. There was a Band of Gypsies DVD put out, and it was just an hour and a half documentary about this band, and I forget who it was talking about Buddy Guy and the type of drummer he was. And he was saying the man's, he calls him Conan the Concreter, because he drums like a cement mixer, just booga 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 booga. And if you see Buddy Guy, he's a large man.
Okay.
Like, he is not your typical. He's not like a Keith Moon or I don't want to say Ginger Baker, Charlie Watts or Ringo Starr, where it's like 5'2". You can't see them behind the drum kit.
Most drummers are skinny, but there's some that are.
Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee, you can blow him over with a stiff breeze. Ginger Baker turned sideways and he disappeared,
Yeah. No, but every time you say Buddy Guy, for some reason in my head, I think of Buddy Rich, and I'm like,
And you know what?
Totally
We've got to
not the
throw
same
him in
person.
here as an honorable mention.
Big time. I mean, how many he inspired so many drummers. I
And
mean,
he was the first one that went up against Animal
yeah.
for a drum playoff.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's the first time I saw Buddy Rich, by the way.
was going up against Animal.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
that's got to be the hands down greatest drum bit right there.
and then
Okay,
when you
next to Dave Grohl's, that's actually kind of funny too.
yeah, I didn't see that one.
Oh, you look for it on YouTube.
I'm gonna
Dave
have to-
Grohl against Animal in a drum
shit.
battle.
That
Yeah,
must be fun.
It's funny. Even though I'm not a big fan of Dave Grohl much anymore. But anyway, that's another story for another time. And we've discussed it. So you've got two drummers to talk about now.
Yeah. One of the brothers of the two drummers, I chose Vinny Appice, or is it Appice?
Appice?
Appice. No, don't say Appice because that sounds in French. It's like to piss. Il a pissé. Vinny took a piss. No, oh shit.
It's just like
imagine if he listens to that and goes, "Who the fuck is this fucking guy?"
Exactly. And it's just to relate to that. I knew a family who came over to Canada. They moved to Canada from the Netherlands, from Holland.
Yeah.
The guy that met them at the airport, he walked up to them. He had the sign, with the family's name on it. Walked up to them. He goes, "Hi, my name's Bill." Well, they start laughing their ass off because in Dutch, Bill is your ass.
I'm your ass. That's funny. Hi, I'm your ass.
Anyway, back to Vinny Appice.
So his brother spells it a different way. It's either Appice or Appice. No,
A piece.
Vinny Appice. I think Vinny says Appice and
Carmine.
Carmine says Appice.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a piss. Or
yeah.
Appice. Appice means spicy. No. So
oh yeah.
Vinny, look, he played for so many bands. I mean, it's unreal. Like he played with Dio and hold on a second. I got I don't want to
Eric navigated away from his Wikipedia
I know,
page.
No, because yeah. Hi, and we'll be back. Okay, so there I am. I lost my train of thought. So Vinny, he played for Dio, Black Sabbath, and he was supposed to play with Ozzy, but I think his brother got the job instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. And that guy just what an institution, eh? Like oh my god.
Both brothers. I mean, you could put both brothers in there.
I actually had I think it's
Carmine
Appice's book.
Mm-hmm.
How to drum, because I had a drum kit for a while and I bought Carmine's book, but I don't know, I went with Vincent Sampson Appice. Vincent Sampson Appice. God, he's gonna kill me if he listens to this.
And I think if I'm correct, it was Carmine that was the drummer in I want to say it was called Hearing Aid, where it was the Metal Stars and they did the song for Africa, for the famine back in the 90s or 80s, I should say, or maybe. Yeah, because it was Dio that put the band together with Vivian Campbell, because Vivian Campbell was his guitarist at the time.
Yeah.
And he was also the band leader for Dio.
Yeah.
And so they put that together and so.
Yeah, like but I gotta say, like, if I have to pick between both brothers, I simply can't. I just said,
no, you can't.
I'll take Vinny, you take Carmine. I don't even know if you did, but anyway, I just think they're both great drummers, amazing. I know they have all these their books to learn how to drum and all that, and they're very easy to follow. And yeah, they're just great. These guys are just two great brothers who know how to play drums and really kick ass, and awesome session, awesome session drummers, everything. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they did it all. They did it all. These guys
Yeah.
are just crazy amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And your
Absolutely.
turn.
Well, I gave my two, so I'm going to throw in just two quick mentions here as honorable mentions, because you and I, as we were discussing
Yeah.
this,
I have one more, but anyways, go.
well, no, you go ahead then.
No, oh, you want me to do my last one?
Sure, and then we can hit some more honorable mentions.
Oh, okay. All right. Here is where we get off the rock and roll train entirely. Okay. Now, when you said, let's look for some drummers, let's do a drummers thing, I said, I need a lady. And I wanted to get completely out of heavy metal and hard rock.
Mhm.
Because when I was a kid, a teenager, and listened to music back in the 80s and listening to Prince and all that, there was this female drummer and sang at the same time
Oh,
that I never realized how good she was because I was a kid. Now, as an adult, watching her, and I'm like, holy fuck, she only has two fucking snares and a cymbal, and she kicks ass. I'm talking about Sheila E. I mean, swing. I swear to God, yes. I mean, she did some performance with Prince and all kinds of stuff, right, in her
Oh, yeah.
life. But oh my God, could she play on those two drums and just blows my mind. How the
if I'm correct, though, if I'm correct, and please, if somebody out there is a drummer, please correct me on this. It's actually not two snare drums; they're actually called
Okay.
the timbales.
Okay, you could be right. I don't know drums. Sorry. If they're called timbales,
But they look like snares.
yeah, they kind of. I'm looking at a picture with. Well, that's a recent picture. She's older now, and
Yeah.
she's still doing it. But oh my God, she's amazing. You listen to her music, and I never realized how good she was until you realize she's singing, she's standing up, singing, dancing, and
Yeah.
she's fucking going fast. I'm like, what the hell? And she only has two sticks.
Yeah, that's
Singing and
that's
dancing.
Latino music for you, though. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it's just it's
Blew my mind.
incredible.
It blew.
Yeah.
She blows my mind. Well, shut up, Eric. No, just.
But you know, if
yeah.
we're talking female drummers, I mean, you've got to throw Roxy Petrucci in there from Vixen. She and you know what? She's in her 60s and she's still going. She's still got Vixen together and doing stuff. They're still out on the road. And then unfortunately, I don't know the young lady's name.
Yeah, but she's from here, from Montreal.
I'm
the
not
new
sure.
Vixen singer, she's from Montreal.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I'll try to find a.
That isn't where I was going, but yes, please, let's stick on that right there, because you know, Vixen was so important during the 80s. I mean, they broke through and did did what no other. Go ahead.
So I wanted to tell you the name, Rosa Lariciuta.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah, Lariciuta. Fuck, how the fuck do I say that? It's Italian for sure.
Okay.
Lariciuta. Anyways, apparently she's from here. That's what I heard. But hey,
there's a big Italian community in Montreal, isn't there?
Yeah, big time. I'm part of it. That's definitely me. Married to an Italian and being with an Italian family forever. So,
well, hey, at least you'll eat well.
oh, like I don't want to say bullshit here. So,
yeah,
I'm just trying to. I want to confirm it. Oh, she's born February. Yeah, Montreal, Quebec. That's it. Yay, she's one of ours, and she's hot. Holy shit, she's really good looking.
But you know, we can throw in this other young lady, and I do apologize because I don't know her name. I never have known her name, but she's an incredible drummer. She's part of Lenny Kravitz's band, and all I know her as the chick
currently
with the big hair. She had that great big huge afro, and she's just incredible on the drums. I mean, just an incredible young lady. Just smack those drums like nobody's business.
Cindy Blackman Santana.
Okay, if
there
that's the one I'm thinking.
Big puffy hair.
Yes, big puffy, very big puffy hair.
jazz, Latin, rock.
Yeah.
That's tells
Yeah.
you drums and percussions. Yeah, that'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Cindy Blackman Santana. That's her
yeah.
name.
I'm gonna say that's an honorable mention right there for me, as well as one guy that a lot of people wouldn't consider him a great drummer, but I think he is, and it's it's not due to the fact that he's playing with a disability. It's the fact that he is and has overcome this disability to become an even greater drummer. And I'm talking about Rick Allen from Def Leppard.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy
Definitely.
lost his arm,
And
and
they could have kicked him out. They decided to keep him. And he kept his job.
he taught himself how to play drums again,
Yeah.
with using his
Amazing.
feet and on the pedals and the pads and stuff like that. And you know what? You listen to uh Diamond Star Halos.
Yeah.
That's the Def Leppard's latest album, and it's just and he's in top form. He is really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
And
I mean,
another honorable mention for myself, I'm gonna say, is Nick Mason from Pink Floyd.
yeah.
Now, not too many people would say, "Oh, he's a great heavy metal drummer," because he's not a great heavy metal drummer, because Floyd is not a heavy metal band. They're a
Exactly.
kick-ass rock band. But Nick Mason is one of the best drummers on the face of the planet.
He's very good.
Because if you listen to Floyd, they're okay. Can we say they're prog, or would you say they're psychedelic?
I would say they're a mix of both because we did a show on the BS session. Yeah, I do a lot of podcasts of late. And we did the top 10, 11 um, prog bands. And I put Pink Floyd in there, I believe, for one album, and somebody else put another Pink Floyd album. And we were debating, are they prog? Are they psychedelic? And I said they're both.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you listen to them, and there's rarely a song that goes through that doesn't have a time change in it, and it's
My honorable mentions. Gil Moore from Triumph
yes,
sings and plays drums. Takes a lot of skills to do that. And we looked him over, but he's an amazing drummer. Like
he is.
Triumph was one of the top bands in the 80s, man. They were amazing and fully skilled just as much as Rush. They were rock and roll, but holy shit, can they play?
Yeah.
Could they freaking play? They're outstanding, man. Like, what a band. Live, they were amazing. The other honorable mention I have is Josh Gallagher of the Raps, another drummer that sings. And if you've heard the Raps, holy shit, could they play?
Yes.
They're very, very talented. It's crazy. The singing, though, is shared between Jacob and Josh
and
Gallagher.
Josh. Yeah.
And my other honorable mentions, another drummer that could sing, Cody Bowles of Crownlands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, another guy. He's a very good drummer. I don't know if he's the best. He's very good, though. He's not as technical as Neil Peart. I mean, you're right, but he sings and he's able to
but
really
it takes
play
something
well.
special to be able to, like I said earlier in the show, it takes a lot to be able to, get all four of your limbs going and sing and be able to keep in your mind, okay, I got to play this. I got to play this. I got to play this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the next words,
It must come. It must become mechanical at some point, like to actually do something like that.
And you can kind of say the same thing for a guitar player or a bassist, because they're doing this, and running, and then up to the mic to sing, but
not easy.
No,
I think it's very hard to be a musician, even if you just play the instrument.
Yeah,
you got 5 people, 4 people, 3 people there on stage, and you got to keep time. And you got to be on it, on all the time.
That's why you see a lot of older country bands. They're not running all over the stage. They're not, they're standing in one place.
They don't move.
No.
My dog is dead. And here's the cow after. The cow just shat a whole load. All his bells went on the shower. I was stuck in shit and I couldn't get out of it.
Oh
Oh
God.
my God, the cow. I'm going to shoot it in the head and have a steak. Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just
Yeah.
ad libbing.
Yeah. You know what? There was this one song that we played on in country radio, and it always made me laugh every time. And we're way off topic now, but I got to tell
Yeah.
the story now
Oh,
because I'm
the
committed.
show's almost done. So
Yeah. And the song, the song it was called Country Song Backwards. And what happens when you play a country song backwards? You get your dog back, you get your truck back, you get your wife back. That's what happens when you play a country song backwards. Because country songs, like you said, my dog ran away, my truck died, my wife left me.
Yeah. Did you know that like country music, that is the one type of music that people listen to? They have the highest case of suicide as people listen to country music.
I can believe it.
I like, it freaks me out. Like people don't think of
let's look at country music here for like 2 seconds here. We've got 2 minutes left. Okay, so a lot of rock music, okay, demons, devils, bleh, here's a common theme in country music, especially in modern country music: whiskey, beer, wine. They're promoting alcoholism,
infidelity, a lot of it.
Yeah,
when you hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
I guess it's the realism of country people, people living in the U.S. I don't know. No offense to all my American friends, but I'm gonna get shit for it.
I'm not saying a word. I don't talk politics on the air. We've mentioned the Cheeto guy a couple times, and that's as far as I'll go. And that's as far as I'll go right now. Yes, it's time to wrap up this edition of the Train Wreck on CGCM Rock Radio.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Eric. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.